That's weird. So, that is unfortunate. That was a mess up on my end. I have to check my extensions later because it's showing I go live later than I do. And that's not good. But it is a little bit past 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unless my clock's wrong. Which, of course, it's not. Right? Yeah, clock's fine. It's a little past 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Visual Thursdays with anime fan RK2K. We are continuing our Katawa Shoujo journey. I have not eaten or anything. I've been very busy getting random stuff done. And not gonna lie, I lost track of time. And here I am. In fact, I was updating my phone book on my new phone, so... Well, but we are here. We are here. Okay, good. Anyway. No, I just went live like a minute ago, Tom. Like, I just got on. I was late. I was running late, actually, on my end. My mistake. None of my sound settings are tested, so I hope everything sounds good. Number 2. Super professional. Starting 5 minutes late because I got distracted. And my clock, my live stream clock was off. So I have to make sure that's done correctly because... people look at them like, oh, he started an hour earlier than he should have. And I don't want that. Anyway. He-chan! It's only Thursdays for me. Tom, yeah, we got daylight savings. And then it's... my clock... one of my clocks was screwed up. And that's why I was late. So, complete mishap on my part. Go away. He-chan! Leave me alone. Come on, He-chan! Let me sleep. After 2 nights of not being able to sleep at all, the last thing I wanted is to be woken when I finally managed to. And maybe the last period of class with the textbook as my pillow, I'll take whatever sleep I can get by this point. See, He-chan, even Shi-chan wants you to get up. You get that at the end of the month. Yep. I don't care what Shizune wants, leave me alone. Geez, He-chan, I'll just have to wake. Wait, Misha's going to... You! This is bad. I'm up, you don't have to. I can feel my face flowering into a scarlet red blush. Students still in class are sitting bolt upright and staring at the shouting fool sleeping just moments before. Damn it. Damn it! I was tricked by Misha. Now I'm gonna write a sad song about it. Called He-chan, Tricked by Misha. Misha OP must nerf. That's the name of the song. When my head smacked back down on the table with a noticeable thud. Wahahaha! Misha's trademark uncontrolled laughter reverberates through the classroom. As I turn my mournful eyes to the bespectacled Shizune beside her, she carefully adjusts her glasses, desperately trying to maintain a look of serious disapproval. Narrowing my eyes, I can see the badly hidden grin spreading across her face. Wrecked. Et tu, Shizune? Still looks away quickly as she crosses her arms tightly, barely on the edge of her control. Wahahaha! Misha's laughter doubles in volume as she glances at Shizune. All I can do is drag my hand down my face in resignation. You too. Who was the one who slept in class, He-chan? Yeah, it was me. Poor Shi-chan was having a fit trying to wake you up, weren't you? Move my eyes back to the standoffish Shizune, who with a single huff of confirmation returns to look away with her arms crossed. Why was Shizune trying to wake me up? Shi-chan wanted to give you the handouts the substitute teacher gave out while He-chan was sleeping. Handouts? Say it was ghost sleep? Suddenly find 2 sheets of paper thrust down in front of my face. Following the hand holding them, I see the still pouting figure looking down at me with a distinct scowl. Guess I really am in the wrong here. Sorry about that. It's like me being late to my own live stream 5 minutes. Anyway. No dice. Her irritated face still holds. Clasp my hands together and flick my head downwards in apology. Very, very sorry. She huffs and simply drops the papers on the desk. Damn. Look up over my hands to see Shizune and Misha signing frantically to each other. A look of frustration on Shizune's face. Angry. It looks to be less of a dialogue and more of a tirade, punctuated with sidelong glance at me. To say it's unsettling is an understatement. Tut tut, you were 20 minutes early? Well, tut tut, I was late. Two suddenly stop signing and look at me in unison, both having exactly the same look of disapproval. One fluid motion, Misha's hand suddenly extends high above me and comes rocketing down. No, King. I was late today. I started like 5 minutes late. Da-dun! Before I can even hope to react, my head is sent bouncing up and down like a jack-in-the-box. Quickly bring my hands to my head, more out of reflex than actual pain. Ow, what was that for? Open my eyes to see the two grinning at each other while exchanging an enthusiastic thumbs up. Yay! Shi-chan says she forgives you now, He-chan. Could you forgive me with a little less force next time? Wahahaha! I look at the two with a blank face. Misha and Shizune. 1. Hisao. 0. Oh, Shi-chan also says that you should check your student mail more often. She produces a bright yellow envelope and hands it over with an exuberant grin. Strange, who could have written me a letter? Now's not the time, most definitely not the place to find out, though. Not gonna find out that's the letter from you, Hanako. Yeah, what are talking about, Tom? It's gonna be Friday soon enough for all of us. Give it 10 hours. Even Hawaii will be in Friday. Did they uppercut him? I think they I don't know what they did actually. Giving up on the nap so cruelly stolen from me. Rub my forehead and slowly get up. I think they pushed his head down. Putting the sheets and envelope in my bag before swinging it over my shoulder. Whoa. Take a step back and move to depart with a small bow while Misha clutches her sides laughing, and Shizune nods in a curt farewell. Join the flow of students exiting the open door and turn the corner into the hallway, only to end up face to face with Hanako. Whoa, hey Hanako. It was just assault. Good afternoon, Hisao. Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. Take the bridge of my nose and my fingers while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want to say something? What is it? I want to give you this. She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. Blink again to make out the text through rarely open eyes and slowly starting to make out what's written. Eggs. Dose. Bread loaf. Whole grain cereal. Ichi. Time. What? Time? You want to make a Little Mac joke? Well, guess what? I'm going to edge guard that joke away from this conversation. That was a bad joke on my end. Sorry. Shopping list. I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. You're not The Rock. I usually go shopping with Lilly, but I can't come, so... Want me to run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to. I just thought that maybe, Sal ain't no air fighter. Yo, I'm not gonna use it. Actually, you know what? I will use Sal to edge guard. I'll use him as a weapon. I'm gonna beat a motherfucker with this motherfucker. She's panicking. I sigh. Another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. Smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. It's fine. It's going to go anyway. Just stuff on this list? She nods and bows deeply, twice as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We're going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for a test tomorrow. Test? Ah, that's right, science. How are you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay. Good work, then. She too starts smiling, and much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I can do fine in it without any extra studying. The fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. Sal is the equivalent of Mr. Saturn? Hell yeah, he'll interrupt your air. Or interrupt you into air, I don't know. Maybe. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya! Small wave, we part ways. I'll go do my homework before meeting Lilly. She'll be able to take care of it in time. Click, cut, and the clock tick-tocks, and the children play, and the wrangling with the particularly complicated math problems caused me to be a little bit late for my meeting with Lilly. Only a couple of minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out into the courtyard and to the school gate. Oops. I could totally talk and speak and read at the same time, guys. Anyway, I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below, leaving a few students turning the other way into the bus station. Slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer heat started to die down, making way for a pleasant cool breeze. Yay! When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah! Lilly! She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. You know, that guy? Kind of loser. Quickly catch up to her, coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Good afternoon, Isao. Hi there. Hi there? Sorry I'm late! It's because the streamer started 5 minutes late. Shut your mouth, Isao. Glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolors the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. Not down the river. Why did I think it said river? I don't know, it looked kind of watery. Maybe that's why. I'm thinking something else. So, Isao, what brings you here? Just going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. No, she sent you. Sent me, boss. Hanako sent you? Yep. Said she needed to study for her test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lilly really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. It's good to hear she's studying for it. Thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. Luckily, this isn't a reading route, so be as late as I need to. Oh man. Dude, I was like very busy. I was like getting stuff organized and things like that. And I didn't even eat. Like, I was like, oh man, I have to eat food. I have to eat food. I have to eat food. I haven't eaten food. Ah! Anyway. I should order my food so I get it before the place closes. Anyway, we continue walking down the street. Ooh, walking down the street singing ooh. Anyway, before I date myself from VHS tapes I watched as a kid. Anyway, continue walking down the street, the familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I never eat before these streams. I try so hard and gone so far, but in the end, you are absolutely right. I feel terrible. Glance over at Lilly. Hi. This camera's kind of creepily zooming in. It's kind of weird. Just pointing it out, you know. Just want to say. That porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said of her personality too. She silently walks, her face remained pointed to the street ahead of her. Looked ahead and savored the cool air blowing over my face. It was probably the calmest moment I've had since the about face my life took so recently. Eat during the stream, why not? The problem is, like, especially for a game like Katawa Shoujo, Tom, like, I might be able to, like, pull it off for, you know, like, when I'm playing, You know, even like Grisaya, like I probably could do it during Grisaya even, because it's just a lot of Yuji voice and narration, but there's a lot of other voices. But Katawa Shoujo specifically, since I'm reading the entirety of it aloud, so I'm reading almost at all times, it'd be very hard for me to eat during this type of stream, because it'd be like, and then you guys could sit there while I'm chewing on my food and not reading what's on the screen that I should be reading, you know. To have it while walking to get some groceries. What a weird life. Feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket. Pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. So yeah, like a Katawa Shoujo live stream would not be the correct time to eat. Maybe for another one I might be able to. I also don't like talking with food in my mouth too often, because yeah, I don't want to sound like a mumble, you know? I want to sound relatively clear, if only for the fact that I stumble over my own words already. That sounds like quite a bit to carry back along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. You feel like I have a gun to Hisao's head telling him to read the script. Read her lines, Hisao. Well, wait. I mean... She laughs wholeheartedly. My, Hisao. Her giggles punctuate her words, though she's making little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually, I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh. She a good cook? She's actually an excellent cook, I believe. She gives a nervous giggle. It's usually me who ends up cooking. Or good enough, anyway. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook, but... Short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or rather just from a want to make me more comfortable in dressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others, because of being unable to see what I'm doing, but it usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as very useful measurement tools, for example. Makes sense, but she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. Wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silences of Hanako, Lilly seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. Unlike me, I just make noise all the time. Sorry, guys. The slick road under my feet is bathed in an orange glow. The occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we walk. Let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights. Probably insomnia. I know that feeling. Anyway. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. Feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being. Even if it's genuinely nice to know someone cares. And even if it's, me biting my tongue. God damn it. I'm gonna drink some water. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about that? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My meds screw with my sleeping occasionally. I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. At least, I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you? Reach around and scratch the back of my neck. Kind of want to address this. I'm sorry that I'm adding weird sound effects. Think you died on your end? Tom, no dying. Be alive, Tom, be alive. Anyway, hey Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. She looks kind of lost. I hardly blame her. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just don't treat me differently because of it. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Oh, your chat function went oof. Well, that's a oof. Big oof, even. Well, it's so nice to know there's someone like that out there. Maybe somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a deep breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile. Her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Except this random anime fan RK2 guy who keeps yelling random things. And the clock tick-tock and the children! Ah! Irashaima-sen! Anyway, suppose I'll get my stuff first and Hanako's on the second round. Breathe, damn you, breathe! Grab 2 well-worn red baskets from the stack beside the entrance. Pass one to Lily. Just as she did before, she lays it on the ground, slides her retracted cane between the basket handles, before picking it back up with the right hand. She takes hold of my arm on her own. I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Mostly due to necessity, no doubt. Shall we? Sure. Alright. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing us pays us no heed at all. It's nice compared to the stares and whispers around the city. City. Full of secrets. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grab it along with what I want, putting our items into their respective baskets. Ooh, phone? Yeah, I know that feeling, Tom. I was like, I'm still getting phone numbers and stuff from friends and things like that on my new phone. It's like really terrible. Like a lot of back and forths. And I have friends who don't use social media, so they can't contact me. So they don't know I got a new phone. So I'm like, guys, I need your help. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako would be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You need anything else, Lily? No, this should be everything. Off we go then. Oddly, there's a queue a mile long. Considering the store is only large enough to warrant one counter, seems like it'll take a while. Well, you start blocking those people, Tom. Block them all. Damn. Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue is really long, so we'll have to wait. The line's long. How strange. Sharing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. One more finished, one more up. Wait, what? By the time we finally reach the head of the line, I'm so close to dozing off, that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. Just like smacks him. He's like, "Oh, I'm awake. He's out. I'm sorry. Oh, why is smacking the shit out of me? What is that?" That's how I imagine it, guys. Obviously Lily is not doing that, but that's what I imagine. This is the art of being British, and that is bitching about queuing. It's okay, Tom. I get that, but I will say that in America, we don't call it that. We call it lines. You'll say, "Oh, it's a line. We're standing on line. The line is moving up. The line is moving." Not that I'm not familiar with calling it queuing as well. I get it. Because you're put in a queue, and you're waiting. Duh. Anyway, she gives a short sigh of consternation as they move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and me put into separate bags. Yeah, I didn't get the time. Put that over there. Thank you. Please come again. I didn't have a voice for that store woman because I just started with "Irashaima-sen," and I was like, oh, that's my generic thing. Lily drinks tea and doesn't like queuing, so she is 100% British. Truth. By the time we emerge from the store, Although I think she's Scottish in descent, so I think you said my accent's on point for her at least. Time we emerged from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggled to carry 4, both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Well, Mr. Hisao Nakai, if you weren't weak sauce, you can carry 4 bags in one hand. It is on point. And without looking skyward, it's obvious that a surprising amount of time's passed. The road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lily retrieves her cane, we set out back to the dormitories, the way we came, leaving the welcoming, warm glow of the store. Hey, there's a moon. And there's some good music. Yeah. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together. Like the sound of like plastic and stuff too. My, Hisao. It's good to find that you're eating well. Yeah, make fun of him. I'm a growing guy after all. I need to eat all I can. It must be nice being a man. What? What? You have to re-download the soundtrack? Yo. The Katawa Shoujo soundtrack is awesome. Super good. I just realized that I realized my chat is fading away. Give me a second. That's the setting I have for man, super unprofessional. There you go. We're back in business proper. That's the setting I have for Remy Lord, just in case I need to get in-game screenshot that look good. Anyway. Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment, she continues on without missing a beat. This is really nice. Weight doesn't really bother you when eating, most of the time. I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Oh, I don't know about that. I'm a big boy. I'll eat a lot of people. Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest. Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. With an affirmative nod, we continue on our walk. Huh, that's right. You think this might be your favorite game, Tom? It's a very good choice. Like I've enjoyed. It's very nice. It's very peaceful, calming, etc., etc., etc. I like it. I agree with you. It's a good song. It's a good game, though. Might not be my very favorite best game, but you know, I'll rank it very highly. And I haven't even finished playing. Oh, that's right. What is it? Hanako mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do anything special for it? She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the event. Not really. It was just Hanako and me having a little party during the night after school. Your birthday's supposed to be a big event, you know. Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday, just her and Hanako staying overnight. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. There was a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. Reminds me of how Lily mentioned she hasn't seen her family in such a long time, even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. Well, Tom, I think we discussed this. I think we both discussed spacing out the Rin route from the Emi route and the Lily route from the Hanako route. So it was kind of like inevitable once I started with Hanako that Lily would have to come first. You tricky trickster, you. You got me. You got me good. But, you know, in a way, I guess it's good that we didn't start with the Lily route, because I'd be like, that's like my maximum tension right out the door. Is what I thought at first, but getting all that Misha time has made me go like super Misha mode sometimes, so that's also been fun. But I guess it's the same in situation as Monday and NC's. Considering our inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. Oh, are they that different? It's okay, like, you know, I did it anyway. In the end, she just has Hanako and me, and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. Seems to be her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her, those she only socializes with. Oh, Desktop is being annoying. No, Twitch, don't do it. Stay alive, Twitch. Come on. Come on. It humbles me a little to see how much Lilly seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yeah, Hanako is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's a weird kind of symbiosis, I guess. I suppose. Are you alright, Hisao? Sorry? You just seemed to go very quiet, that's all. Ah, sorry. I was just thinking. Oh. Now I've picked her curiosity. It feels kind of overly personal to talk about, though. So we have to drop a nice save of the game so we don't mess up. And then we're gonna reference a guide that I totally have up. I'm not opening up right now to the Lilly route. Oh, just tell the truth. I mean, that's what I would have done, so that makes sense. Cheat. Yo. Hey, we get good endings here, okay? Even if we have to cheat for them. That's right! Anime Fan Arcade 2K Exposed. Cheats playing visual novels. Son of a bitch! Anyway, it was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out. You with Hanako relying on you. I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. Turned to Lilly, surveying her reaction. She's forcing herself to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she was trying to find just the right words. Lilly? I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. You'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me, with nothing in return. She seems to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I thought already. She tries so hard to maintain her independence, as anyone would have had to in her position, cited or not. Maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realize an omission in what she says, that I decide to follow it up largely in jest to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, and what about me? She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. The smile, she holds her hands behind her as she leans forward. You're different. With that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, newfound spring in her step. All I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing, at the very least simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more, and started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why, probably a mix of personal curiosity, and I want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. I'm less sure of Lilly, though. That's why her own statement, so similar to my own feelings toward her, throw me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, decide to settle the matter later and just smile. It's a nice side to her, and I don't want to forget it. Eventually we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the weight of 2 sets of groceries. Because I'm a puss! Well, maybe a slender bishonen would be more the term I'm looking for. Because what do I remember from the Hanako route? Hanako. I mean, you, unless you want me to actively start, like, pulling back details. We're finally here. Phew! Bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pocket for the key. Thank you, Hisao. I really appreciate your help. Ah, it's nothing. It might be nothing to you, but it's definitely something for me. And with that, she steps through her door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those are nothing but honest thanks. I can't help feeling something different about them. You asked the question. What do you remember the Hanako around? Hanako? Obviously. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull on that at my leisure. Turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceeds to knock twice in quick succession. The bag still in my hand rustling together. After a couple of seconds, the door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. Twist my head to the side and try to peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hey, Hanako. Got your stuff. With that, she opens the door, completely making her plain room visible over the shoulder. Sparsely decorated. It's probably even more unremarkable than my room. Hold on my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. It's fine, don't worry. Just don't make me do it every day, okay? Pass the bags to her as they give a lighthearted chuckle. Her initial transfer of weight, she managed to take them easily. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. The deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way back to my own dorm, walking fast, I put one bag into my other hand to balance them out. Wait, what? Even as I do, I can't get Lily's lighthearted smile out of my mind. When I first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to manage her like that. Indeed, feels like we've become closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know both her and Hanako. Time that I spend with her each day. Small exchanges of happiness we share. Small moments of joy as I get closer to her. Far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. Tom, if I mute you, I have to re-moderate you. So probably not. It's a lot of work, man. Lot of work. Timing someone out. Oh, I meant next time? Oh, we'll see. Like you said. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. I swapped the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me early in the process. Got so sidetracked by one thing after another that I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me, I wonder. I wonder. I can't complain if you make some then? Yeah, well, you know. You are one of the mods. The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing, so there's little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise. Iwanako. Dun dun dun! Anyway. Iwanako's letter. For the 4th time! Anyway, why should she have written to me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this, except she will always write to you. That's what she does, man. I almost don't open the letter, but there'd be little point to that. I just left it alone. Its mere existence would gnaw at me until he did something about it. I look down at the piece of paper on my desk. Its bright and summery decoration beaming happily at me. It's like, hi! The lettering is in pink, jarring badly with the yellow sunflower border on the card. The handwriting is neat. The characters have been written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. Barely given the letter a second thought when it was given to me, but now I can't get its contents out of my mind. I feel like this is now the same, right? So, alright, we're gonna say this really fast, okay? Desktop's working? Awesome. Alright, get ready. I'm gonna do it. For the 4th time. Why I say I like to know they don't know why she used old-fashioned method of communication, considering phone call or email would be both much faster and easier. The answer feels obvious enough given the context. The letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and recipient. Unlike a phone, it isn't required to engage in conversation. Unlike email, there is less expectation of immediate replies. Statements such as, the third year seem to be very anxious about the final exams. It's so weird to think we are already seniors and are just small talk. Small talk that could be achieved by simply replying to any other message I sent her while in the hospital. The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple of lines added almost as an afterthought. Do you have to go to this letter every time? Yes! And today, we're gonna do it. I wonder if we would meet again. Perhaps it's for the best we don't. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard regulars and ask yourself, but it feels like this simply after information. I just stumbled upon words! Well, we all both already knew instead. It's preceding text, no more small than small talk. That makes me feel most uneasy. I can't figure out why. No matter how long I sit here and look down at the bright side, some piece of paper. If you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. It's plainly obvious that it's not the type of letter to reply to. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility. Final statement to reassure herself that our relationship is over. Ah! World record reading Iwanako's letter. I'd be proud of that. As such, I find I have little problem in scrunching the letter envelope into a ball and tossing it into a waste bin, ridding myself of its existence. Go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep. Insomnia! Ah! Anyway, that's basically what happened, guys. Except, instead of insomnia, it was Iwanako. Sweat profusely, awaiting the dreaded moment. Someone used a skip function to just check it. No! Each tick of the clock tenses my muscles that much more, every minute making my hair stand on end. Uh-oh. They're playing serious music. It's coming for me. I can feel it. Death. Death in the form of a single sheet of paper. Take the small pile of papers from the students in front of me and pass it backwards after plucking off the top piece. Oh, it's just a test. Looking to the top right of the page, I find my fears realized within that small red circle. 43. Hang my head in sign resignation. Cursing under my breath, I can feel the aura of a similar sentiment rising from the entire class. It's strange. That fact lifts my mood by a minuscule amount. Misery loves company, I suppose. As the teacher opens her mouth, the room braces for the inevitable onslaught. Only to be saved at the last minute. Menacing! We quickly move to collect our bags and leave for lunch post-haste, but the teacher delivers a parting broadside. We'll be discussing the test scores next lesson. Needless to say, there'll be quite some discussion to be had. Collective groan, ah! Resounds from the class, now reduced to shuffling out dejectedly. Swamu paper! Push a sheet into my bag as I walk along the hallway, crumpling it in the process. It's enough that such a troublesome letter ended up on my desk yesterday, and now this. Yeah, right, the Pillarman theme. Yeah. I hate English. What? Who's saying this? Hisao! Stern female voice gruffly calls out from behind me. Freeze on the spot, my face becoming like stone, so that I can feel my brain disconnected from my body. My eyes slowly shift right, trying to catch a glimpse of the disembodied voice. Nothing? Facing a slip as time passes. Decide to risk turning my head ever so slowly. I twist it to the... Yeah! Jump into the air and drop my bag, yelling out in surprise. Recover and regain my composure, I turn to C. Should have known. Emmy. Gotcha, Hisao. Stands there with a mischievous grin on her face. Hands forward and fingers pointed inwards. She was the one who jabbed my ribs with her fingers. Chadad! I was attacked. Looked down at her with a grimace, rubbing my hair in frustration. It's no way to greet someone, you know. You have no sense of humor. Left my sense of humor in my English class. Complain to the teacher if you want it given back to me. She pulls her best puppy dog eyes on me as she pouts. Lily's managed to build up my resistance to the tactic, but Emmy's short stature adds enough to the effect to make me relent. Law and Order Special Victims Unit just like dun-dun! So how are things? I haven't seen you around for a while. Same old, same old. I run so fast, nobody wants to join me on my morning runs. It's a real pain. Her modesty never fails to amuse me. Although... Uh-oh. You know what I'm thinking, don't you, Hisao? Wearing my emotions on my sleeve is one of my worst habits. She's seen right through me. Fortunately, I see somebody else approaching us that will give me an out. Gotta go fast. Oh, hi, Hanako. I give her a welcoming wave and try my best at looking like I haven't noticed Emmy's pouting face. She gives me a small wave back. Hello, Hisao. Emmy. Hey, Hanako. I'll join you and Lilly in a sec. Actually, speaking of lunchtime company, it's odd to see you without Rin, Emmy. Ah! Rin! Without a second word, she forgets all about us and bolts off up the hallway. Whoops. She must have forgotten she was waiting for her. Hanako stands speechless, only able to helplessly stand and watch this ball of seemingly boundless energy dash off. Oh yeah, Hisao! So she suddenly stops herself just before vanishing around the corner to the rooftop staircase, swinging around to meet our bemused faces. I hate English too. And with that, she disappears. Wait, what? Why did... Emmy's just like, don't forget me, guys. I'm still here. Okay, bye. All I can do is hang my head, and give a long sigh, thoroughly left in the dust. To hear a short giggle coming from behind me, I turn to see Hanako smiling at the corner my attacker rounded. Pick up my drop bag from the floor and quickly dust it off. Afternoon. Been busy. You don't like English? Oh, nah. I had a test on it a while back, and Emmy caught me brooding about the results. Sorry. She averts a gaze, guilt written onto her face. A casual observer would think she just accidentally reminded me of a dead relative. Come on, it's not your fault. How are you doing in it? She looks up, though, still avoids meeting my eyes. Alright, I suppose. An awkward silence passes, seem all too common around Hanako. Oh, Lilly asked if you'd like to join us for lunch on the roof. Guess I don't exactly have any pressing engagements to attend to. Sure, I'll be right up. I'll go get my lunch from the cafeteria now then. Go on, you don't need my approval to leave, you know. Oh, okay, I'll be going then. She gives a skittish reply, a small nod, and quickly makes off towards the cafeteria. Guess she must have forgotten to bring lunch today. As I walk through the hallways, more and more students start coming out of the classrooms and past me, going in the same direction as Hanako went. By the time I manage to make it to the stairs, I'm having to push my way past the busily chatting throng of students. Get a steamroller, man. You just get through it. Anyway, I finally managed to get past the last of the crowd and round the staircase, slumping slightly in relief and slowing my pace before I opened the door to the roof. Ah, damn! Wait, what? Momentarily, I avert my eyes, all but blinded by the harsh summer sun. Ah! Blinded by the light. Anyway. They slowly regain my vision, the surroundings finally take form. Lilly, Emmy, and Rin sit together on the rooftop. The top of the hilltop forest around Yamako visible past the fence around them, as if to frame the view. Ah! Hisao! Lilly and Rin give a quick nod of acknowledgement and a deep nod of greeting respectively. Start walking towards the rather mismatched trio and can't help marveling at the speed with which Emmy devours the rest of her half-eaten banana. Oh! Gone. Word. Emmy's a speedrunner, as in she runs really fast. Hey, strange to see you three together like this. It seems to have been quite the day of coincidences. Emmy and Rin decided to eat on the roof, just as Hanako and I decided to. You stole it! This spot was ours! Simmer down. Can't steal a place in the school. Plot myself down beside Lilly, the four of us creating a semicircle. I think she's right. You too? The butterfly is her accomplice. The butter... As I glance around, sure enough, a small yellow butterfly floats across my field of vision. Can't steal a place yet. Well, you could steal a heart. I'm pretty sure you could steal a place. So tell me, how did this butterfly help Lilly steal this spot? Scattered out our conversation and told her. I should have known better than to expect sound reasoning from Rin. Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty good. Oh, so you are what they call Butterfly Whisperer. Wait, what? Regardless, I guess it wouldn't hurt to play along. Telling me she can talk to butterflies? There are people who can talk to horses, called horse whisperers. Okay, yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god, she understood it! Lilly must be a butterfly whisperer. Oh my god! I even made the joke. I didn't realize she was gonna say it. I bury my head in my hands as Emmy rounds on her strange companion. She doesn't seem to share Rin's sense of humor. Oh yeah, sorry, Uni. You know what's really funny? I was 5 minutes late to my live stream, Uni, and I realized today that my clocks are wrong on my stream schedule. So if you're late because you're going against my clocks, I apologize. It was a ghost butterfly. What's with all these ghosts? Good God, this is stupid. Anyway. Whispers don't work like that. Emmy and Rin continue their banter as they turn to Lilly, who's busily finishing off our small box of curry and rice. So what brings you up here anyway? A little fresh air every now and then doesn't hurt. Ah! Emmy breaks off from her vain attempts to introduce the concept of logic to Rin. That was why we came up here too. So he tells me it was her idea alone, and then Rin only got dragged up here on Emmy's whim. Then again, the same could probably be said of Lilly and Hanako. Now, we can share. Creaking of the door to the roof can be heard as soon as she says the words. Moment of silence falls over us as everyone's attention focuses on the figure appearing from it. I like how it was just like... Hanako slowly walks over to us, her eyes pinned to the ground, silently ruining the attention she's attracting. She tenses just barely when her eyes meet Rin's. Can't help raising an eyebrow, she walks over to us, sits next to me, doing her utmost to avoid looking up even as she brings her cafeteria bread to her mouth. So, how do you and Emmy know each other anyways? Emmy's somewhat well known around the school for her athletic ability. She's the fastest member of the track and field club by some margin, even beating Miki Miura at the track meet last week. Miki Miura, that tan girl from the front of my class. Considering her height and toned body, being able to beat her is quite an accomplishment. Yeah, I knew who that was. Look over to Emmy, it's very clear she's well aware of this fact and she beams proudly. She's like, yeah! Get wrecked, Miki. So, Isao, what was your score in English? Ouch! Oh, you see that knife wound? Oh, God! No comment, though. Boo, boo, boo. Puffs her cheeks and pouts, but it doesn't take long for her to bounce back. Alright. If I tell you mine, you have to tell me yours. Deal? Fine. Okay, on the count of 3, we both say our results. 1, 2, 3. 32. Hisao was silenced. I beam a mischievous grin. Evil! Said it on me. Still, the fact that you managed an even lower score than me is kind of amazing. Grrr! She looks and sounds like a small terrier growling at an intruder. Can't say it's the most threatening sight I've seen. Either way, scoring higher than 32 isn't something to boast about, much less scoring below it for any subject. Yes, Lilly. Sorry, Lilly. I could help you with your English. If you liked, it would be my pleasure to. No, that's fine. But I appreciate the thought, really. Lilly looks slightly deflated, her hopes of imparting her knowledge dashed. Judging from the badly hidden laughter of the rest of us, neither she nor Emmy seems to have garnered too much pity. As they sit happily laughing, though, I feel my voice suddenly cut off as my chest clenches. Uh-oh. Dun-dun. Dun-dun. I sit in silence for a few seconds, all my concentration forced on my heartbeat. It's only a small pain, but the ache feels like it's growing. Oh, wait, what? Breathe deeply. Is Hisao dying? Breathe! Oh God, it's not helping. Lilly's the only responsible one here? Fair. Glance upward to try and keep at least some of my attention on my surroundings. See Emmy suddenly freezing when she noticed the expression of pain on my face out of the corner of her eye. Yeah, he's dying. I swear you feel like they were smoking pot when they made this game? No comment though. Die faster. Hey, Isao, are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I look back down and redouble my efforts to try and stay calm, clenching my fists to try and dull the pain. Takes a short time, but the pain thankfully begins to fade. Nope, no dying. He will die another day. Thank you, James Bond. I look back up. There's only silence and pensive faces to be seen. Guess I better explain myself. Arrhythmia. I'm fine. It's just a heart flutter. Are you sure? Should we get the nurse? You expected memes? Oh, there are plenty of memes in here, too. Very cute. Hanako quickly picks herself up, begins to dash to the door. Hanako's about to roll around at the speed of Hanako. Hanako stopped. Lilly, I'm fine. Hisao Bond lived. He will die another day. You look like a wet, wrinkled tomato. That's hilarious. Huh? To bring my hand to my forehead, I can feel the beads of sweat gather on it and dab them off my cuff. Oh, look at that, Tom. Hisao is dabbing on them haters. By the way, if you dabbed when I said that, shame on you. But leave it in the comments. Let me know. Thanks. I told you I'm fine. I'm just kind of fragile, I guess. Hanako's back. The entire atmosphere has changed from one of gaiety to downcast faces. The situation being too awkward for anyone to know exactly how to react. Of course, the whole thing is thanks to me. Just had to happen now, around others. Oh, Emmy. Tom, you find that knife and you stab somebody who criticized you for dabbing on them haters. Don't criticize yourself and don't stab yourself. She looks up, a box of juice halfway to her mouth. I haven't told you of my score yet, have I? Yeah, well, you're half foreign, so your score doesn't count anyway. Lucia eyebrow inquisitively turned to Lilly. What was your test result anyway? She gives a cheeky grin. 100%. Perfect score. You need to go to America? Huh. No way, all I can do is hang my mouth open in wonder. Considering those tests are insane, even for some native speakers, I can only imagine she's gone and done something like committing to mind part of the dictionary. A gift for rote memorization, maybe? That's... See? Only someone part foreign could get a score that good. Oi! Scottish people aren't that good at English! Yeah, but Lily studies as well, come on. See? Lily and I grin at Emmy's expense. We're actually identical to mine when I first tripped up on that little landmine. Lily's foreign ancestry does raise a point, though. Oh, that's right. You leave tomorrow for Scotland, don't you? That's correct. Emmy heard some rumors about it. Seems word spreading quickly, considering I only told a friend in my class a couple of days ago. It must be nice to go halfway around the world on a holiday. Hey, could you buy me something while you're there? You know, free stuff. Hell yeah. Don't buy me shoes. I for some reason, you know, me and shoes don't get along. Just saying. Don't be too shy now. Lily gives a lighthearted giggle, evidently fully expecting Emmy's bluntness. The rest of the lunch continues much the same as before. The jauntiness from before my heart flutter, thankfully returning in full. As everyone flies off with the appropriate farewells, only Lily and I are left. Hey, Lily! She packs the last of her things into her bag and clips it shut before perking her head up slightly. This scene has... Oh my god, I broke out laughing a few times because of Rian's comments. Thanks for breaking the silence back there. I kind of wanted to stop it, but didn't really know how to. As much as I like to sound less morose about it, the letter from yesterday, screwing up a test so badly in class, made my heart makes things very hard indeed. She gives an indulgent smile and nods. Hope she hasn't picked up on it, but knowing her, it's unlikely that she hasn't. Emmy's strong, but only human. We do worry about you, Hisao. Hold on, why would I worry you? Her smiley face collapses, becoming uncomfortably serious. Hisao, we are not ignorant of your situation. Unlike... Suddenly cuts herself short. Unsure of whether she should say what she intends to, give a weak smile and rest my hand on her shoulder. Don't. It's enough that I worry about it. I don't want you all to shoulder my burden. But if you all worry about it, I have to worry about your worrying. That makes sense. I'm fine, okay? For a moment she looks to be lost in thought, carefully pondering how to react. Hisao, do you have any paper left from your food's packaging? I think so. I'll just check. I rummage around in my bag for the leftovers from my lunch, eventually finding a paper square from my sandwich's package. Eyebrows raised and my expressions rather quizzical. Gently place the square into Lily's hands. Without another word, she brings her fingers around it to feel out its edges. This should be large enough. With both of us seated on the roof, the minutes to the lesson ticking away, she proceeds to lay the item on the ground, begin her work in earnest. Wrapped in silence, I watch her fingers move about on the small square with amazing dexterity. Small fold here, a larger fold there. Fingertips keep a slow but sure pace. Oh, I bet she's folding a crane. Looking up, her expression is calm and placid. The fact her face is pointed well above the sheet in front of her makes the sight of her work all the more curious. Shoulders slump a bit after finishing one final fold. Work apparently done. It's only when she holds up the item in her hands that I realize what it is. Yup, it's a paper crane. You know, I could fold one of those with my eyes closed too. Small origami crane. I'm actually quite dexterous at origami. I just don't know how to make things. But folding stuff is easy. Light brown thanks to the packaging used. The result looks quite delicate and precise. You can do origami? I taught myself how to do it when I was younger. It improved my dexterity a bit. Yeah. Huh. A little baffled, I carefully take the small bird from her pale cupped hands, as if it would break from the slightest breath. It seems to be folded quite well and holds its shape easily. Both grab our bags and head out the door, Lily extending her cane as she does so. Hold Lily's handiwork up to my face for further inspection while we walk down the hallway, her hand running along the silver handrail for orientation. She's taught herself origami to improve her dexterity, with the use of her hands being so much to her given her condition. Ah, so that's it. I smile as I realize the bird's meaning. Everyone here has had to find their own ways of dealing with their conditions. You aren't alone here when you have problems. Thanks, Lily. I appreciate this. She gives a sweet smile and a nod, not using words where none need to be used, in her typical manner. All I ask is that you take care of yourself, Hisao. Don't worry. I will. Promise? Promise. With that, we part ways. To be honest, I don't know what annoys me more. The fact that I could die at any moment, the fact that everyone knows that. I guess I'll just take each day as it comes. As the unexpected present in my hand reminds me, I'm not alone here. Even though I may be like this, I'm not alone. If they worry, if anyone worries, I'll smile. Smile enough for all their worries to go away. Ah, that was a cute scene. That was a cute scene. Are you, by the way, it's Friday? Yo, good morning, Tom. Good morning, you. Good morning to anyone else who's watching this during morning time. The moment the bell rings out, a collective sigh of relief comes from everyone. Much of the morning has been taken up by a droning lecture on stoichiometry, a topic entirely unbefitting of the insufferable heat permeating in the classroom. Knowing that attempting to teach anything more would be an exercise in futility, Uto gives up and begins clearing the teaching materials from his desk for the day. As meaningless banter starts filling the classroom, I notice Hanako getting up and coming to my desk. She's been a lot less withdrawn lately, something which gives me a small measure of satisfaction. Whoa, I was trying to say so much of that with one breath, and I almost ran out of lung. Hello, Hisao. Hey, want to go pick up Lily then? It's close to the time when she needs to get going if she's going to make the flight. About that. She said she might be held up a bit by her classmates. Suppose that makes sense. Her class usually gets off a little earlier than ours, so Lily would normally have just come to our classroom. Class must be sending her off. Rip anime lung? No! It's Cav 2000. Wait, what? Well, never mind. You can wait outside your classroom for once, right? Gives a small giggle for nodding. Two of us taking our things and leaving for 3-2's classroom. When we reach our destination, I stop in idle amusement at the scene inside. One of the shorter girls from the class has Lilly wrapped in an enthusiastic hug. Her head no higher than Lily's chin. Other friends, of which there are several, are gathered around her as well. Lily simply smiles kindly and hugs her back. I guess Lily must be very popular. Whether she's in his harsh but fair dictatorship of 3-3, Lily seems more like a mother figure for 3-2, to say nothing of her heights and looks. The plush armor is 1,000 strong? More. Kenji's pointedly cool demeanor as he packs up his things at his seat in the back corner of the classroom is expected. He's no doubt far from a fan of the fuss being made about Lily's leaving. And beside me and seeing Hanako following my gaze, I decide to finally enter the room. Afternoon, Lily. It's just me and Hanako. Hanako withers noticeably when exposed to the din being made around Lily. Try as she might, I doubt she'll ever completely get over her social anxiety. Hello. Lily managed to work out her position reasonably well. Her classroom, detaching herself without a second. Her classmate detaching herself without a second word. Look of slight exasperation is written on Lily's face, though I can't say I blame her. Hello, Isao. Hanako, do we have much time before the flight leaves? Give a quick glance at my watch. Taking a trip to the airport into account. There's a good 10, maybe 15 minutes left while still allowing for contingencies. Yeah, we still have a few minutes to kill. Wouldn't worry about missing it yet. Why am I removing their organs to replace mine? Tom, what are you talking about? I don't use organs. Ah, is this Hanako? Hi, I'm classmate with weird accent. Oh, I think we just inadvertently become entangled in Lily's social web. Girl's probably part of the legally blind faction of the class like Kenji, with her almost window pane-like spectacles. Short, roughly cut hair gives her a look that fits her excitable expression. Hello, Takes Hanako's hand, pulls up and down enthusiastically. I really don't get how girls can be so social to someone they only know as a friend of a friend. While Hanako exchanges nervous greetings, I look around the room for my short and overdressed next-door neighbor. Try as I might, she says, slipped out of the classroom without anyone noticing. Kenji, away! For a moment, I try to think of a possible career path that could reasonably benefit from his single skill, before putting my mind to more pertinent matters. He seems pleased, if somewhat guarded, about the enthusiasm Hanako suddenly excited from those around her. She might not see it, but Hanako's much less panicked about the affair than I had anticipated. Shuffling my way through the gaggle of classmates, I eventually managed to reach her. Don't worry, Hanako's fine. Thank you. I thought she might be overwhelmed by them. Don't worry, we'll be gentle. You have a weird accent still. Both of us grimace in unison. Hanako's nervous grin stays plastered on her face as another couple of girls moves in to meet her. It's kind of amazing that even just a month ago, she'd never have been able to cope with a situation such as this. And when I first met her, two of us completely alone, she sprinted for the library. Hanako ran, dash man. So got everything you need? It's all packed. Just have to go to my room to pick it up on the way. Hanako and I will need to change. I guess we better get going then, Hanako. Hanako's head flicks up towards us in a flash, face rather unmistakably appreciating the chance to extricate herself from the small group gathered around her. Coming. The long taxi ride to the airport is surprisingly pleasant, despite the three of us being rather squashed together to fit in the small back seat. On the other hand, maybe despite isn't the right word. Lily pays a fare to the driver as we file out, Hanako's eyes flittering left and right. Thankfully, there aren't too many people around, most of them being inside the main building, rather than milling around outside. There's a hard spot Akira and Hideaki leaning against the fence while talking to pass the time. Large black travel bag, completely with wheels and travel handle, leans against the fence alongside them. Hey, it's our favorite peoples. Hideaki's the first to notice us, pointing us out to Akira, who gives an over-enthusiastic wave. Hey! Grab Lily's travel bag for her as we go to meet the two, earning a nod of appreciation. I've got all my stuff here. Got yours? Plane ticket as well? Don't worry. I have everything. You? Anime and the robot. Yeah! It sounds like a good pair. Yep, all ready to go. Not without some problem along the way, I might add. The snide remark has his head roughly dragged around my very firmly clamped on hand. Oh, look at that Akira expression, so great. Haha, yeah, kinda sorta forgot it was in my trousers pocket. Trousers I put in the wash. Oh no. Don't mind, don't mind. Do you know you can print out tickets if you order online nowadays? It's really cool. Hideaki's pained expression says that this wasn't a solution found quickly. Could have been worse, I guess. We'd better start off then. Check-in should be ready by now. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. A certain amount of wistfulness in both of their voices, saying nothing of the people left behind. Meeting their family again, and after all these years, be big for them. Lilly. Hanako wraps Lilly in a gentle hug to say goodbye. One which is warmly reciprocated. Lilly and I share a brief hug afterwards, each of us saying our goodbyes. Beside us, Akira and Hideaki break off from a small hug and a word or two between them. Probably look quite nice if not for the almost comical height difference between the two. No, Hideaki's not going. It's Akira and Lilly that are going. The Satos. Lilly takes a hold of her sister's arm once all that needs to be said in farewells is said. The two walking past the huge glass doors. Goodbye, Isao. Hanako. See ya! Don't do anything stupid, shorty. We wait with them until they disappear from the sight in the throng of people moving about inside. And then we're alone. Nope. Well, that's that. Just like game ends, like play credits. Turn to see Hideaki already beginning to walk off. See ya. He throws a hand into the air in the manner I expect of Akira. Then it's just Hanako and me left standing outside. I've been called weirder things. Rest my hand on her shoulder. She absentmindedly gazes toward the front doors of the building, as if she might catch a glimpse of either of the two before they disappear. Don't worry, the time will pass fast. She hesitates for a moment, but eventually nods. The scorching heat of the summer sun beaming down on us, make our way to the nearby bus stop. It's strange, really. So when I begun to see Lilly differently, she leaves on what almost feels like a pilgrimage to the past. In a way, though, that's just what I've been doing since coming to Yamaku. If someone called me One-chan, I'd have to go, Imoto! As much as I may reflect on everything that happened to me, I really am hardly unique. Everyone has their own circumstances and separate paths to get where they are now. I still can't really work out how I should proceed. My life may have practically been reset. I still can't find anything that satisfactorily fills the hole I still feel in myself. Maybe Lily's leaving will be good for me. Without her to lean on, I'll need to do more for myself. I have to be there for Hanako as well. Imoto! If you guys don't know it, it's a K-On scene where they're imagining what Yui's little sister would be. And they just imagine like a smaller version of Yui just going, One-chan, Imoto! And you know, that just means older sister, sibling, little sister. Anyway. Feels strange to have so much changing so quickly after my months in that hospital that seemed to exist so separately from reality, but that's all the more reason for me to keep focused. Can't let any opportunity slip out of my fingers in my attempt to rebuild my life. Act 3! Act 3! Act 3! Hell to the yes. Present. What was the first one? Was it like past? Rest my chin on my hand as I absentmindedly look out the window. Yet another of Muto's lectures droning on and on as if it were endless. Summer sky is almost alluring in its bright cerulean splendor. Only the odd passing cloud breaks up the deep blue expanse. Except, okay, they say that, but there's a giant friggin' cloud right in the middle of the screen. Right there, right, that's a cloud. Just a big cloud. So Lily's stand has evolved again? Oh. Interesting. This feeling of longing is probably the outdoor side of me yearning to escape. Nakai. Could you answer this? Inside of me is lost to the past now, though. In that case, I think it would use the ain suffix. Correct. Moving on, the suffix for. My attention towards Muto slips once again. Saw Misha giving me an enthusiastic thumbs up and nod at her to settle her down. We didn't have the art assets to draw a cloudless sky. There you go. We're just gonna put one big giant fucking cloud in that sky instead. Really? You think that's how it went down? We have a bigger budget than Neps? That's because I'm voice acting everything, okay? I am the budget. I came free of charge. Thank you very much. It's been a handful of days since Lilly left for Scotland. Days which have passed relatively peacefully. Life largely continued as usual, in contrast to what I expected. While thoughts of her have danced around on the edge of my mind since she left, present events managed to subdue them, at least for the time being. So I find myself idly chatting with Hanako. As usual, lunchtime finally rolls by. Are the later ones in the series good as well? Not really. Probably best off just sticking to the original. His later books didn't live up to it, other than maybe God Emperor. Thanks. I wasn't really sure if... Hanako steps to the side. I see Shizune stride up in her typical business-like manner, flanked by her ever-present bright-haired shadow. Try as I might, can't read any hint of their intent from their faces. Shizune's poker face and Misha's seemingly boundless cheerfulness are a devilish combination. Morning, Shizune, Misha. Hi. I accentuate the greetings with a nod to Shizune in order to get the point across. He promptly and curtly returns the gesture to both of us. It's been a long while since I've really talked to either of them. For a while I thought they might be avoiding me, but I eventually came to the conclusion that Shizune really isn't the type to do so. Oh. Morning! Shi-chan says that Muto wants to see you sometime. Because of this statement, my face contorts as if I'd just eaten spoiled food, giving Misha no end of amusement. Wahahaha! Anyone think you were in trouble, Hi-chan? You may not be aware of it, but you have the least to worry about out of anyone in the class. What an unexpected vote of confidence. Even Hanako nods hesitantly to affirm the point. It's like, yeah, you kind of like science, you know. Thanks, I'll keep that in mind. There was something I wanted to ask you, though. And what might that be, Hi-chan? I have a feeling this won't go over well, but here goes. Is there any reason why you and Lilly don't get along? Seems like even a little civility would help you both in your duties. Oh, there it is. There it is. We need a Misha ASMR now. That wouldn't be an ASMR, Tom. That would literally be deafening. It would be that scene from like The Simpsons where they're like, what was it? It was like the THX. The audience is now deaf. That's basically what would happen. She's in a cold stare after Misha happily signs the word stops me in my tracks. In hindsight, I really could have worded that better. Out of the corner of my eye, I'm sure I see Hanako move back. Just a little. I saw her move back too. Thankfully, Shizune notices this and lets her temper dissipate. She forcefully runs her hand through her hair to let off steam. Perfectly on cue, Misha begins interpreting the second Shizune's arms begin to move. I would say that such matters aren't relevant to you, but since you seem to have befriended Lilly... She pauses to adjust her glasses, evidently attempting to articulate her point in the best possible manner. Well, I assume the same of her. I cannot call my own views on the matter unbiased. Suffice to say, we were closer before than we are now. She then makes a quick gesture to Misha to stop her from interpreting, then has a quick meeting with her before proceeding. The fact that the two can communicate so easily yet so secretly right in front of us is slightly disconcerting. Hanako seems to share my curiosity at the proceedings, looking on with thinly masked interest. As they finish their opaque conversation, Misha looks slightly deflated. Guess her opinion on the matter wasn't followed. Shi-chan says you should ask Lilly about it, as she doesn't want to be the one that gets you involved. Oh well, so I have to ask her after she gets back. At least, I got some information out of Shizune. The two having been on close terms means that they weren't always at each other's throats, or at least not quite to this extent. Oof, you keep dying? Please stop, Tom. No dying. I will Give you the power to live. I understand. Thanks anyway. The nod and a farewell, the two break away and walk out the door. No doubt headed straight for the student council room. Could have gone worse though, I suppose. Uncle lets out a long breath, leaves at the confrontation resolution. Can't say I blame her. I'll see you later then. Yep, I'll meet you in the tea room. See ya. See ya. That, she waves and joins the trickle of students leaving the classroom. Nakai, could I speak with you for a moment? No dying. Delivered in his typical monotone manner. Apparently decided that I needed a reminder to see him already. Eventually I finished packing up my things. By the time I reached his desk, the classroom was close to empty. Yes, sir. Looks up, taking measure of my face before giving an awkward, rather obviously acted chuckle. Ha! No need to feel guilty. You're not in any trouble. I just want to ask you something. I've asked a few of the other students so far. That's something at least. For a moment, I thought my maxim of keeping my head down and pen up had failed me. So, what do you want to talk about? To start with, what do you think of your progress in this class so far? Good? Bad? Test that kind of question. For a fair amount of time, trying to think of a response that's neither pathetically humble nor cocky. I'd say I'm doing okay. The work doesn't seem too hard. I'm doing better on the test than I thought I would. That's a good answer. A correct one, too. Give a mental sigh of relief and dissatisfaction. Say that I don't gain a little pride from his comment would be a blatant lie. He sounds like, oh yeah, I'm good, I'm the man, and the rest of the audience say, yeah, whatever. The maelstrom of thoughts clouding my mind after learning that I'd be transferring to Yamaku, my school grade seemed utterly unimportant. Being entirely clueless as to what skill level would be assumed of me. As I actually got here, I was hugely relieved when I found out that I understood well enough the schoolwork we've been doing. I know your circumstances might have thrown a wrench in your works, but have you given any thought to your future? My future? What do you like to do as a profession? Do you have any thoughts of where you'd like to be in 10 or 20 years' time? I wouldn't be surprised if you covered this ground in your previous school, but I don't have any record of it if you have. I suppose the last year of high school is a time when students would need to be thinking about such things. To be honest, really haven't lent it much thought compared to my immediate situation. Catching on to my thinking, Muto speaks up. It's okay if you haven't decided on anything specific yet. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of your classmates were still undecided after all. Maybe pursue one of your talents. He's rather obviously tried to squeeze an answer out of me, and something about his previous wording makes me suspicious. He doesn't seem to be intent on asking everybody like this, so he must have some kind of selection criteria. At a guess, our grades in his class. Well, something in science might be the path of least resistance. His face brightens, no doubt pleased at the thought of a prize student following his subject as a career path. Oh look, he's smiling now too, guys. Good. Having a general idea is the first step. I would advise you think on it though. I will. Things are kind of settling down, which will help. Good to hear. Oh, I've noticed that Ikazawa's attendance and grades have improved since he came to be friends. I'd like to thank you for that. I'm surprised you noticed we knew each other. He gives a chuckle as awkward as his smile. Ha 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 ha. This guy really has no idea how to properly act around others. Every facial movement seems like an act of careful but misdirected choreography. You could say that having a general idea of who knows whom is part of a teacher's job. Catch yourself before he goes off on a tangent, he loudly coughs into his hand. I'm sure you have things to do though, so I'll stop there. Please do think about where you're heading from here, as you don't have long to go before you finish high school. I will, thanks. The brief talk ended, I take my leave. He goes back to fussing with the teaching materials on his desk. It's one of the times I'm envious of Lilly, almost maddeningly so. To have one's future so clear and so assured, yet working towards it from such a young age. It's an idea so utterly irreconcilable with my own thoughts, mired in the present day just as they've always been. Just be an Emmy and become a pirate? Emmy, level 100 thug, level 100 pirate, steals everything from Sal. Walking through the lobby to the cafeteria, silently ruined my daily routine, having been completely thrown off. It seemed like a normal day. I arrived in class before most, due to wake up early and having become quite adept at chucking down my pills without choking as I get ready for the day. My students trickled in, one never materialized. Hanako. Step inside, my eyes scanning the expanse of the cafeteria in search of a suitable place to take a seat. The task made more difficult by the groups of students moving about and busily talking. Gah! Hand pounds my back hard a couple of times, severely winding me. Couldn't care less about the culprit. I just focused my thoughts on my chest in a near automatic reaction. And instinctively tightens on my breast. Start going through the steps I rehearsed in my mind every other day. Breathe steadily, in and out. With a measure of relief, I can slowly feel my chest becoming less tense. Time to look back up, my face is covered in sweat from the experience. Hey man! Are you okay? God damn it! Don't do that, you idiot! Retreats back, an expression of unease written on his face. Hindsight, I probably shouldn't have barked at him, considering he had no way to know. Give a sigh and right myself with some difficulty. Sorry, I just have some chest problems. Sharp knocks aren't good. It seems strange to see him so upset. The fact that I can't do anything about it irritates me. Let's get lunch. Okay, it's good to have some company for once. Start off to the serving line. One good thing is that Kenji and I can make small talk nowadays. It's supposed to my only interaction with him being anti-feminist lectures. What? Seems like it'd be hard to find an empty table. There's a few people I wouldn't mind sitting with. Nobody like you, though. Feel a shiver run through my spine. Clarify that now. They don't listen. Their minds are closed. It's the media, man. The goddamn brainwashing mainstream feminist fascist media. Takes a breath and I savor the second of silence. Damn, they control everything. Everything but you and me. Relax a little while we grab our food and drink. So what you got for me? Huh? Come on. I've been hanging around Sato and that other chick for ages now. Rumors are all over my class, and probably some of the others too. Eavesdropping isn't a good habit. Let me guess, you never do it? Not even when you're bored? Really? Well, fine. Point taken. Wow! Kenji just instantly won that argument. Like, BAM! Just drop some, like, common sense logic. Damn, Hisawa, what a pushover. Both of us stopped to have soup ladled into a couple of small bowls, placed onto our trays. The concoction that lands into the bowl looks pretty questionable. At least it smells reasonably good. As we take our seats at a miraculously free table, trying to think of something that would actually interest him at all. One can come up with an acceptable topic. Found an answer to that question he asked a couple of weeks back, where Lilly's non-Japanese half comes from, that is. Good man. It's Russia, right? Totally Russia. Scotland. He visibly stopped in his tracks. It's like, what? Kenji's mind explodes into a million particles at the mention of the word Scotland. Scotland? Yep, that was my reaction too. She can speak English fluently and everything. Damn it! Do you realize what this means? How terrifying this news is to me. I think he's hyperventilating. Passing out for a little while would probably make him more relaxed than he normally is. Wait, what? This is a choice? This is a choice. This is an actual choice in the game. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This is a part of this route? You're insane rambling, guys. I dig into my food, hoping he'll take the hint from my silence. I just lost 1,000 yen, man. 1,000 yen. Damn, this is the worst day ever. No such luck. You're kidding me. You made a bet about our nationality? One of the dudes in my class was bugging me about it. I gave him some of my wisdom, and he had the audacity to say my logic was wrong. So what do you think? Germany or something. It doesn't matter. What matters is my 1,000 yen. Damn, this day is ruined thanks to her. What a bitch. He looks utterly devastated as he wolfs down several clumps of his soggy soy-soaked rice. Only takes a few mouthfuls before he pokes his chopsticks at me, stabbing the air repeatedly in revelation. Why, didn't your mother ever tell you not to speak with your mouth full? Gives me a dirty look before choking down the rest of the food left in his mouth and taking a gulp of juice. It's rather unsightly. 1,000 yen plus Lilly equals bitch. Remember my own food sitting in front of me. Decide to get the task of eating the cafeteria food over and done with as fast as possible. The sooner I do so, the sooner the experience will be over. So, as I was saying, why would anyone want to live in that place anyway? I mean, what is there to see? Grassy plains? That's it. Lots and lots of grassy plains. And men in kilts. I'm not sure which is worse, this food or his worldview. I can feel my face being dragged down by their combined weight, not that he noticed or care. It's not that bad. Why do you care about her so much anyway? She's just your class representative, after all. Gives a malevolent chuckle. With this anyone but Kenji, I feel uneasy at how he sounds. I finally found the chink in the Feminist Legion's armor. It took a while. I'm confident that this is going to be how we can bring down the whole system. There's some hills which are nice. Yeah, there you go. Hills. Hills are nice. I'm about to blow your mind. Are you ready? Tune out his rambling for a moment as he finished my rice and started on the unappetizing soup. One taste is enough to confirm that it's cold. Hills and grass, that's all. And bagpipes. Ready as I'll ever be. I confirm that Lilly is in the Mafia. What? Alright, stay with me for a second here. I'll describe the scene. Wish I could do otherwise. Lilly's there, walking down the street, singing, do what did he done did he do? You're not stalking her, are you? And Scottish Pokemon trainer girl. No, damn man, I do have some sense of self-preservation. Not dignity or morals or social standards. Anyway, as I was saying, this car pulls up next to her, and guess who steps out? A man in a pinstripe suit, waves her in, then the two leave just like that. I tell you, man, she's under protection. Under protection! A man in a... Oh... See where this is going now. Takes effort not to sign exasperation. Let me guess, this man was about average height, has a slightly slender build, had blonde hair, looks foreign, smiled a lot. He looks positively stunned. Take advantage of the moment of quiet to quickly gulp a mouthful of cold soup. It seems you're more observant than I thought. Yes, I have chosen well. He giggles a little, nods to himself. Hey, hee. And nods to himself so dramatically that it looks comical. Can't tell whether that's intentional or not, and that fact makes me frown. This has important ramifications, you know. If she really is connected to people like them, and we're smart about what we do with this information, we can turn this into our greatest weapon against the student council. Combo breaker, really? Once he starts rambling into conspiracy territory, my juice suddenly becomes of much more importance. Only half listening to his pontifications, my mind drifts to the matter of Lilly and her antipathy for Shizune. The past between them is steadily becoming more coherent, but I'm not even sure if I should be learning of her past this way. Indeed, even if I do work out what went on, it really doesn't seem like my business to go and interfere. Damn, not having Lilly around is making my thoughts wander. I'm noticeably more bored and sullen without her company, and the same goes for Hanako. All we do is during lunch anymore is eat and play chess. Come to think of it, I need to go check on Hanako after school too. Considering much improved attendance, I'm guessing she's come down with something. Oh, Nakai. Stop as I'm about to leave the classroom, turning on the ball on my heel to meet Muto. He's holding out to me a couple of the worksheets we worked on during the day with his long, lanky arm. Nah. Would you mind giving these to Ikazawa? I normally ask one of the girls to do it, but I assume you'll be checking on her. For a moment, I briefly considered the possibility that being more than an innocent prediction. Quickly discard the idea, though, as it's hard to think of him acting in such a Machiavellian way. It's not in his nature. Sure, no problem. Walking up the hallway of the girls' dormitory, several ideas of why Hanako's been absent float around my head. Most obvious of them is just a simple cold. That said, she may not even be sick at all. It's been almost a week since Lilly left, and despite her at least appearing to be normal, I suspect that she's somewhat much more insecure about it than she's letting on. Eventually, I come to Hanako's dormitory room. Simple brown door separating us. Her room's position next to Lily's is extremely convenient, probably a large contributor to their meeting in the first place. Grimacing slightly at the prospect of her being sick, I rap my knuckles on the door. Silence. I listen intently for any sound of shuffling coming from inside, but I can't hear a thing. I knock on the door again, slightly harder. Still no answer. How strange. Door opens behind me. A freckled and somewhat scrawny underclassman I don't recognize comes out, briefly taken off guard by my presence. Yo, how's it going, King Jeter? Hey, thanks for the host. Yo, how's it going, man? How's it going, Jeter? Yo, you're a Lilly fan as well? Yo. Brothers in arms here. I agree with the Lilly. Hi. Really? We got more options? I bet we just have to ask about Hanako, right? Good? Alright, that's good, man. Now, let's ask about Hanako. Actually, this being a rather fortuitous meeting. Hey, excuse me. Do you know if Hanako's come out of her room today or not? She doesn't seem to be answering. Ikizawa is Ikizawa. Her not answering the door is totally normal. That tall foreign girl is the only person she'll ever talk to after all. That Maze of Life you heard? Yes, it is. When I get a host, it's Maze of Life. She gives a shrug before walking off down the hallway, having much more important matters to attend to than Hanako or me. Her dismissive attitude annoys me. Hanako must have a reputation as a hermit. A reputation that doesn't seem outright undeserved, at least in the time before we met. You don't know anyone who's a Rin fan other than me? She's really cool, though. She's really funny. But fair. There's probably plenty of people who like plenty of the girls, right? Scratching my head, I make one last attempt at getting Hanako to answer as I knock on the door one final time. Hanako, it's just me. Muto said to give you some stuff. For a while, the attempt seems just as unsuccessful as the last. Just where I slip the sheets under her door, though, I can hear the handle rattling. As the door opens halfway, I do my best to look Hanako over as quickly as possible. The task made somewhat more difficult by her oversized gown hiding so much of her body. I like the song. Yo, just because I like Shoji Meguro does not mean I like the game. Music is good, okay? But music isn't the entire gameplay experience, in my opinion. Someone looks sick, or at least not immediately so. To be honest, I'd have preferred that to her expression right now. Hi, Hanako. Muto wanted me to give you these since you weren't in class today. Hold out the loose sheets, which she tentatively takes in her hands. What she moves is weird, devoid of thought, as if she's some kind of mechanical automaton rather than a living being. It's like it's her birthday or something today, right? I should give the new song from Q2 a listen. Yeah, I probably will. Like, you know. Like, you know, if it has good openings. Wait. Persona Q2. I think I did listen to, like, the opening. Or, like, one of the trailer song opening. Did they release the song? The opening song in the trailer? Because if they did. Yeah, I think it did. I think it was pretty good. I'll give it another listen, though. Are you okay? If you're feeling sick or anything, I can get the nurse. Feels almost pitiful to put on such a routine get-well-soon act. Can't think of anything else I could possibly do for her, though. Yeah, I have listened to it. Yeah, it was a pretty good song. I like Maze of Life better, though, because Maze of Life reminds me more of, like, Persona 4. I don't know why. She seems to collect herself a little at the notion, but only a little. I'm fine. Okay. Wow. That was kind of awkward. It's like hey, how you doing? How you doing? How you doing? An awkward silence follows, eventually ended up by her nodding solemnly in farewell and closing the door. The entire experience feels surreal. More than a little put off, I wander back to my room, but that she'll be better by tomorrow, despite not knowing exactly what's wrong with her. Hey, how you doing? Once again, I find myself in front of Hanako's door after another of her unexplained absences from class. Knock, knock, knock. Knock, knock, knock. Nothing. Considering this is the second day in a row she's been like this, starting to worry about her. So in my willpower, I decide to try one last way to get her to respond. Hanako, If you don't say anything, I'll go get the nurse for you. Go away. What? It's hard to tell whether her tone is one of depression, anger, or both. What in the world can I actually do to help her if she doesn't even want help? Finally an ASMR stream. More like creeping into the microphone. The message is clear enough. I can't just leave her like this, though. Sitting in her room for days on end. Run my temples in thought, I withdraw to my own room to think about how to proceed. Rationality is what's needed here, as an overreaction may just make matters worse. I dig around drawer after drawer on my desk, looking for where I put that damn piece of paper. Before she left, Lilly told me the number to call her on while in Scotland. I wrote it down. Now that I need it, though, the damn thing is... here. Probably should have just entered it directly into my cell phone, come to think of it. Without further ado, I entered the numbers and actually pressed the call button. The fact the phone rings at all shows that I got the prefix for a call to Scotland right, at least. Never made an international call before, so that's some comfort. Eventually the phone picks up, a feminine voice I don't recognize on the other end. It's probably Lily's mother. Sato. English? Suddenly finding myself unprepared, I realize I can't understand a word she says, either due to my limited vocabulary or her heavy accent. Should have anticipated this, since according to Lily, her mother is a native Scot. I soldier on in the hope that she must know some Japanese, considering it's her daughter's native language. It's Hisao Nakai speaking. An enthusiastic sound of realization can be heard as she recognizes the language. My feelings of relief is immense. Ah, you must be one of Lily's friends from school, correct? So her accent means I have to concentrate to work out what she's saying. Oh, I'm sorry. We're going to make it more accented. Yes, that's right. Pleased to speak to you, Mrs. Sato. It's so nice of her to find someone so polite, Lily dear. It's for you. Mother seems nice, if a little over-enthusiastic given the mundane situation. I forgot what I voiced for her mother originally in the Hanako route, so we just gotta work with it, okay, guys? Actually, it's thick, extra thick accents. Wait, what? The small silence as Lily takes her time getting to the phone. In the distance, I can just make out her mother scolding her playfully for just getting up. Hello, Lily speaking. You sound awful. She makes it sound somewhat between a dying animal and a yawn. The one thing I did remember to check before calling was the time zone. Pretty late in the morning over there, so she really has no excuse. Not feeling well? Just tired. What time is it there? Late afternoon. School finished for the day not long ago. Really not a morning person, are you? I don't need you making fun of it as well. Takes me a measure of restraint not to laugh at her pain groan. Poor girl. How are you doing over there then? Bar the mornings. It's been enjoyable. After not meeting them for so long, just having a meal together with my parents is nice. Though, the pool and the sheer size of the house might have something to do with that as well. Even if they're not in Japan, from the way it sounds, her family must be pretty wealthy to live so luxuriously. Are things alright with you and Hanako? Damn, I was hoping that wouldn't be brought up quite so quickly. Take a moment to try and sort out exactly how to describe the situation without causing her undue worry. She picks up on that without a word being said. Hanako's not well, is she? Oh, whoa. Music. Oh, you can't do that to me, music. Come on, it's a serious moment. Make me happy. I'm listening to good music. How do you know? Because today is her birthday. I hope she might have gotten at least a little better after coming to know you, but... How is she right now? She missed school yesterday and seems out of sorts when I checked up on her. Today she missed school again and just told me to go away. I really got no idea what to make of it. Has this happened in the past? Is it related to her scarring in some way? Unfortunately so. Roughly the same thing happened last year when her birthday came up. As far as I can tell, it's because her parents died in the accident that caused her scarring, and Hanako blames herself for their deaths. What she says does seem to make sense. She's blaming herself on her birthday. She may well be ruined that she was ever born. The fact that Lily seems so in the dark about it, though, almost to the extent that I am, is a surprise. So that's why she lives in the student dormitories as well. She told you any more about the accident? As close as we've come. She's very barely told me anything about what happened. What I know about it is largely conjecture. Sounds depressed, almost defeated. Considering the trauma Hanako must have gone through, I really can't fault Lilly for not knowing. Nevertheless, she still seems to consider it a personal failing. Don't blame yourself, Lilly, with everything she's gone through. I know. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry I can't be of more help to you. It's fine. Let's give it some more thought. Thanks, have a good time in Scotland. It's nothing. Thank you for taking care of Hanako. Okay, bye. Goodbye. With that, the line goes silent. Amid the seemingly only increased number of questions I can't answer. Okay. You have to read that full for it to make sense. The most immediate is what Lilly was going to say. Oh no. I'm an idiot. She must have thought I was calling to talk with her. I'll ask her for her help with Hanako. And more shameful than that, though, is the fact that such an appraisal would be largely correct. Well, first things first. For now, I need to at least sort out Hanako and make sure that she's actually eating okay. The occasional passing student gives badly hidden glances at the plate of food I carry to the female dormitories. It's hardly a meal to be proud of, only being an instant microwave meal from the convenience store, but should at least fill her up. Eventually, I arrive outside of her room, after having to ward off a couple of girls who jokingly tried to pilfer the food I'd taken so long to procure. It was actually just Emmy. Just Emmy in a pirate hat. I decided to forego knocking since it was proving to be an utterly useless measure, and somewhat difficult to do with my hands full. Hanako is Hisao. I know you're listening. I got some food for you. Silence, as I expected. I'll leave it beside your door. Please eat it at least, okay? There, said my piece. Now it's up to her. Putting the plate down, I walk back to my own room to eat my dinner. By the time I return to Hanako's dormitory, a good hour has passed. Thankfully, there isn't anything to be seen beside her door. I walk back at least somewhat happier that she's eating. She tends to get through this by herself, that being able to help, even if it's just in a small way, is at least something. Yeah. Yeah, we did it, guys. We fed Hanako. 3 points to Gryffindor. What? I sit reading in the library after school, turning page after page, barely registering the words written on each out of sheer boredom. My cheek resting in my hand, I can't help noticing the slightly rough feeling against my palm. Won't be long before I'll need to get a razor. Oh no. You fed Wabbin? Yes, I did. Giving up on, well, Hisao did. I'm not feeding anybody. Not even feeding myself. Oh, I'm dying! Giving up on reading, I simply let my head drop onto the book in front of me. Things had quieted down considerably since Hanako began attending school again. When she first returned to class, nothing was said nor done that wasn't part of her usual routine. It's been the same way since. Neither of us desired to bring up her accident, so there simply wasn't any point in pursuing it. Thus, a few days went by, the daily grind continuing just as it had before. It's only natural that my mind would wander to other places, and more importantly, other people. The lily-shaped hole in the daily life of Hanako and me has been pretty noticeable for a while now. I'd be pleased to say that this has allowed me time to refine just what my thoughts on her exactly are, but alas, I've had no such luck. It doesn't help that many attempts to do so have led to the troublesome topic of Iwanako. Every time my thoughts drift into that direction, I reflexively try to think about something else. Why did this have to happen now? Trying to look at up to the source of the tentative voice coming from beside me. Sorry. I didn't mean to disturb anyone. That's not it. Glanced around the orange-tinted room, quickly realizing how silly my apology must have sounded. In the time I spent thinking and lazing about in here, everyone's well and truly left. Library closing? If you don't want to go, I could keep it open a bit longer. It's no trouble at all. Don't worry, I should get going anyway. Thanks. They get up and begin to move off. I feel Yuko's eyes drilling into my back. I don't know why. I'm getting like weird like sound effect images of like a literal drill. Is there something wrong? You look depressed. Are you okay? Yuko nervously twists her fingers as she says this, unsure whether she overstepped her boundaries or not. I really can't tell if she's more worried about my mood or about bothering me. Normally I just shrug it off and ensure that I'm fine. My reflective mood gets the better of me, so being staff, she really doesn't feel as much like an authority figure as the others. It's just, I guess the best term for it would be relationship problems. Oh, I'm
Not too good with that kind of thing. My only relationship ended a bit abruptly. But if you want to talk about it, I mean, I could listen, I think.
I feel kind of bad for bringing it up. It's not that old, though, so at least she has a good chance of finding another partner. If someone looks depressed, I don't think they can be okay. Yeah, you know, I would agree with that most of the time. There's some people who naturally look depressed all the time, though. I think the best example of a depressed person in a good situation is like Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. Because, like, he's depressed all the time. For days, weeks, months, who knows. But, like, all his friends, like, are like, yeah, it's okay, yeah, you can be depressed. You know, and, you know, we'll still hang out, they'll still invite you to do stuff. We're not going to be like, oh, you're depressed, so we're going to leave you to be. Or, like, oh, you're okay. Like, they don't do any of that. Like, I think Eeyore is a great example. Eeyore, I want to strive. The world should be a world full of Eeyores. People who are allowed to be depressed at their leisure and know that they're still welcome and accepted by their friends, family, stuff. It'd be nice. It'd be nice, guys, you know. Isn't like we're in a bad situation right now. We have spent many days together as friends and sometimes going out to do stuff, that kind of thing. But I'm starting to want to do more for her, learn more about her, be with her more. I'm not sure whether it's actually love or not, though, and our friendship, as it stands, is enjoyable.
You shouldn't let that stop you. Sorry. How to say this, I think that it's nice that you have a good friendship, but school is going to eventually end. Do you think you'll be fine with not knowing if it could have gone further after you graduated?
If everyone were like you were an F, I'm just saying that, like, you know, like everyone who's depressed should be an Eeyore. And I don't mean a plushie, but I mean like in a accepting environment for their situation. A depressed therapist seems rather effective, though. I don't know if they're into memes. You tell the depressed therapist your problems and stuff, and the therapist is like, yo, that's a big mood. Same, big oof. And that's what you get for your therapy. Is someone who's just as depressed as you are. I can't see it. Anyway. I guess that's the crux of the problem. I really have no idea what the answer to that question is.
Well, I can't really help there. What your true feelings are is something you have to decide for yourself. But I think that if you do love her, you should definitely say something.
Big oof therapy. That's not, you know, even that name sounds like a big oof. Like, oh, that's it. Big oof therapy, guys. Internet solved. Problem solved. Like that. Bam. Oh god, no. Oh no, I right clicked by mistake because I waved my mouse around.
After thinking about it really hard, I decided that even though my relationship didn't work out, it's still better that way than never knowing if it might have or not.
I never expected Yuko to sound so wise. It only makes sense that, with more life experience than I, should have a better idea about this. While I suppose not very much was actually answered, talking to her has helped get it off my chest, and I have no doubt that I should confess if I really do like Lilly. With a slightly frustrated sigh. If only reading so much actually helped when it comes to situations like this. She gives a girlish giggle, which only reinforced my view of her as being different from the usual staff here. In the end, it all comes down to what will happen after school finishes once again. See that? You would need to go to Big Oof Therapy for... You can check the history if you missed a line. Oh, okay. Considering what happened before I came to Yamaku, feels like being asked to keep up with the field of runners despite having started from a dozen yards behind them. I don't think I missed a line, did I? Did I? Nope. We're fine. We're fine. We're fine. Anyway. Just one more motive to move on from the past. The last thing I need right now is to get too caught up in that and getting homesick while I'm at it. Once again, I find myself calling Lilly. My phone bill is going to be horrific, considering this is international. You're not sure it's 1 a.m.? Yeah. That means I should be ordering my food soon, so I'm not starving. Because if the place doesn't deliver, that'll be my big oof to my stomach. Plus, I have to do video editing, so I have an upload tomorrow. Videos don't edit themselves, guys. What do you realize about the Smash Bros. Track list? But it's worth it. I don't only want to smooth over her feelings from the last time I called. I genuinely want to talk to her again. Revengeance? The phone finally picks up. I easily recognize the voice on the other end. Blah, 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 blah. Sato, blah, blah, blah. Hello, Mrs. Sato. May I, speak her? Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Damn, I forgot how the rest is supposed to go. It's not encouraging to forget such a small amount of words, even if I didn't spend that long trying to memorize them. May I speak with Lilly, please? What's the voice I just gave Mrs. Sato? I already forgot the voice I gave her. I'm so bad. Hello again, Hisao. Are you teaching yourself English? Just a little bit. I don't think I'm too good at languages in general. Oh, don't say that. Your pronunciation was good. I'll get Lilly for you. Just wait for a moment. Mrs. Sato is becoming crazier and crazier every time I try to voice her. I'm sorry. I obediently wait as she goes off in search of Lilly. The other end going silent. Big oof therapy again. I guess big oof therapy just applies everywhere. No, I did not play Revengeance. Or what you're spelling is Revengans? 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 Riverdance? Wait, what? Eventually, a much more awake-sounding Lilly than last time answers. The time over there being past noon by now.
Hisao, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Hi. Hi. Hey, how's it going?
Good afternoon. Sorry for taking so long. I was outside in the garden.
Gardening?
Unfortunately, I found I'm no good at it, so I just smell the flowers. I think my fingers appreciate it more. I take it Hanako's recovered a bit.
Yeah, I just made sure she was eating, and eventually she righted herself. Thanks for the help the other day.
I don't think I was really that much help. The main thing is that she's better, though.
It works whenever I fuck up. Just big oof therapy. Yeah, it's true. Big oof therapy. In business now. True. How's life over there, then? Sounds like you've been living in nothing short of a mansion.
I wouldn't call it a mansion.
But it is rather large. It's obviously what she wanted to say. The modesty stopped her. I'm a little envious, but it is her holiday.
It's a nice house to stay in, though. There's a beach near here, too, which Akira's especially fond of.
Oh, it's a Metal Gear action game made by Platinum Games? Okay. She a swimmer?
She's constantly dragging me there to have swimming competitions, which she wins. Every time.
Lee does strike me as very athletic at all. Doesn't strike me as very athletic at all. So not being adept at swimming seems logical enough. The fastest I've ever seen her move is her understandably relaxed pace during the walks to and from the suburbs down the hill from school. Makes the image of her swimming hard to imagine. The beaches there must look nice. They'd be less crowded than the ones around here, at least.
Indeed. Akira says the area around here looks beautiful because it's so far outside the city.
I only realize what I've said after I say it. It doesn't bother her at all. It's so easy to forget that she can't see when she's not around, despite the time we've been friends.
That said, the local accent sometimes makes communication a bit hard. It's a constant reminder that this isn't home.
Well, the fact that she doesn't consider her parents' residence to be her home makes good sense. It makes me realize that I can't really answer whether the same goes for me. Graduation from Yamaku is distant enough to be difficult to view objectively. Spent so much time in this small room. Come to accept the dormitory as my new home surprisingly quickly. I guess that would be hard to deal with. Is your knowledge of English holding up?
Thankfully, I may be fluent, but being in a position where I have to use it often helps in curbing my Japanese accent, so it's been a useful practice. I hear you're trying to teach yourself English.
More like memorizing a few lines and failing at even that much. Really not cut out for learning another language. My mission to defeat draws an amused giggle.
I believe that there are things one chooses to do in life, and also things that are chosen for one to do in life. You could take comfort in the fact that you're better than me in science and math, at least.
All that's helped in is making me Muto's star student.
I wouldn't worry about it. They're useful skills for many jobs, right?
That's what he tells me. His face veritably lit up when I said I'd probably go into a career involving either. Both share a warm laugh at the events that have befallen each other on the opposite ends of the world. It's nice and reminds me of our simple small talk that I've been missing since she left. Each always waits for the other to begin speaking up. I decide to push ahead with my feelings, with my throat tightening slightly.
Oh, who's choking me?
Decide I take many a big oof? Fair. I miss you. Silence on the other end of the phone tells me she's given the words their due weight. But as it goes on, I can't help feeling more and more apprehensive. That's my stand's name, Big Oof? That'd be funny. Actually, no. It'd be the name would just be Oof, and its attack would be the Big Oof. Its final attack. Because it makes others go oof really hard. Thankfully, the silence ends almost as quickly as it had begun.
I miss you too, Hisao. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Lilly. Once again, the phone is hung up, simply and without any further ado. That light, tentative, almost shy voice, her warm and soft tone. I'd simply be lying to myself, I said, if I were to say that I don't recognize this feeling for what it is. It deletes a Roblox account. Oh, that's a pretty strong stand-in. I take it. I'll take it. Thoughts of Lilly dancing on my mind, I started anticipating her return. Today has been a most excellent day. Ah, a most excellent day. Steals the Robux on top of it? Oh no. Yo, shout out to all those Roblox players out there. You guys know who you are. Enjoy your games. Alright, well, we're gonna... we would sit through some long-winded Muto lectures, but I am starving. And I have a lot of things I have to do still, which is why I was late to my stream in the first place. Oh, I apologize. That came 5 minutes late, and now I'm ending. But basically, here we are. This has been Anime Fan Arcade 2K with Visual Thursdays, Katawa Shoujo. We're going to continue more the Lilly route. I'm not sure if we're going to finish next week. We'll see when we hit that chapter, that Act 4 Starved Fan Arcade 2. I'm not a fan of being starved, okay? Tom, that would not make sense. We'll see whether next week is the last Lilly route live stream or not from when we hit that Act 4 marker. But for now, I'll sign off. I would say goodnight to you guys. Hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun tonight. I was slightly delirious for being hungry, but you know what? I think it worked out. I think we all had a good time. So I'll see you guys. Thank you very much for watching. And peace.